special public meeting of April 16, 2020 of the Township of Washington Township Council. Adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk to at least 2 newspapers on April 7, 2020. And this notice has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board and on the Township website. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the
of the
United
States
States
of
of America
and to the republic
and
which stands
one nation,
under God,
indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Oh my gosh, why can't we do that right?
Well, because we're
I
not
don't know.
together.
It's like echo, feedback. It's weird.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman Cumming.
Here.
Councilman DeSena.
Here.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Here.
Council President Feeney.
Here. Let the record also reflect participating via conference call Mayor Peter Calamari, Robert Tovo, Town Administrator, and Susan Wiskowski, Township Clerk. To participate in the general public discussion portion of the meeting, actually, you know what? I want to do a public service announcement first. That's okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So everyone is aware, have formed a township task force for COVID-19. Information will be posted shortly. We are putting information on the town's website, and there will be a button for task force. We will be asking for donations of food, toiletries. There will be boxes at both Fresh Grocer and Rite Aid and at Town Hall. More information to come. We'll also be doing some services for the seniors, like prescription pickup, grocery shopping, and hot meal delivery if necessary. So please stay tuned for more information, and we will be sending a message out via the Swift 911 and also sending emails out. Okay. To participate in the general public discussion portion of the meeting, please dial in on 201-664-4659. You will be asked to state your name and address for the record, and we ask that only one person speak at a time. Please note that at the end of the general public discussion, no more calls will be accepted. There is a 5-minute time limit per caller. Public discussion.
Hello, is there anybody there?
So moved.
Second?
Yes.
Who
Okay,
said
I'll
yes?
second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good evening. Is anyone on the line?
Hello, is there anybody on the line?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on one second. I'm going to remove the hands up. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Ready?
This is Michael Ullman, 2 Clark Avenue.
Good evening, Mr. Ullman.
Good evening. A couple of areas I'd like to question. I was listening to the meeting from last week, or earlier this week, excuse me, and about the 106 mark, there was a discussion about PERS and FICA, and I was wondering how we missed our pension contribution in the budget, or is it in another line as some had suggested?
Mr. Tovo, you were going to research that and get back to us on that, I believe.
Yeah, the copy of the budget that council has, it was put into a line item that didn't calculate at the end. The master budget that the mayor and I have, it's in the proper line item there, so the proper totals are there. And there's some other numbers that we, beginning of the budget process, overinflated, not knowing what the number would be. So the number you're looking at overall, much closer to the real number than you might believe by it not capturing that $140,000 item.
So was that because of the recent admin updates, or we're not sure?
The line item that was previously in that would allow it to capture the whole number wasn't accepting the number, so we moved it to a new line, and then that took the number as part of the total.
So it's an admin's issue that you're working on fixing?
Oh, it's fixed now.
Okay. Good to hear.
So is it,
Mr. Tovo,
the audio is not the best. So am I to understand it is in the budget that was presented and that is before the council, or it's in a budget that is being monitored offline, but is not in the budget that the council has in front of them?
In the budget the council has, you are correct, that number did not capture as part of the total, but it does in the master that we have here. Again, the number was still made up for in other line items that were overestimated until we have the correct numbers.
So, Mr. Tova, when will we have the updated pages?
We hope to have all the answers for that by,
Monday, because we have another budget for the agenda on Monday. Would it be possible to have it done?
I think we'll have it more likely by Tuesday, so that we can possibly have another Thursday meeting as a part of a recap.
Yes, that was what I was going to ask tonight, if everybody was good for Thursday. So we'll have the updated numbers. We'll only have to replace the pages, correct? We won't have to adjust the whole file, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So it's in the grand total at the bottom of the at the bottom of the report, but it's not reflected in the totals that are being looked at?
For the section.
Okay. So the overall amount to raise is not increasing by that
Well,
omission?
Mr. Ullman, I think we'll have to confirm that when we see the pages that come from the administration.
Well, can't they answer that?
I don't know if Mr. Tova has an answer in front of him.
Well, I mean, it's a,
As I
to
previously
miss
said, the
a pension
overall
contribution?
at the bottom, okay, will be very consistent with the adjusted number, simply because we made sure we overestimated in other areas.
So,
So we're overestimate, we're
One at a time,
over,
please.
Hey, okay, this is not
Over-planning.
working. Okay, one at a time, please.
Well,
Mr.
I
Tova,
thought
the
it's my
question
time.
on the table is, the
Okay,
total
so
amount for the budget.
the answer is we're over planning
No,
in
Mr.
other
Ullman, just wait
lines.
one second. The
So it's
question on the
okay that
table
we
is,
missed 136K in pensions?
40,000, is it in the bottom number of the budget? Or is it not in the bottom number of the budget?
In the bottom number.
It is. Okay, that's the question.
Well, if I understood that explanation, it's only in there because other lines have been over. So when those other lines are reduced and we put this in, it comes in. Is that correct? Is it going to be a plus and a minus? If I understood that explanation.
Mr. Tovo, is the 140,000 included already in the bottom number, yes or no?
Yes.
He said that already.
But it's not included in ours, Mr. Sullivan, right? The copy we have right now.
Excuse me, Councilman DeSena, you need to speak up. I can barely hear you.
Mr. Tova, the 140K that I pointed out at the last meeting is not included in the council's budget that we have in our possession today.
Not as a result of that line item, but because of other numbers that we weren't sure of yet on capital expenses, there's enough in there that makes up for that 140 that wasn't captured from that line.
So what you're saying is that you and the mayor are going to revise the capital expenses to encumber that somewhere else and deduct it from somewhere else, which we haven't seen yet.
In essence, all those
But
adjustments
that's exactly his explanation. There's an error. It's missed pensions. Individuals' pensions were not captured, and because of misbudgeting and overages in other lines, we're just going to cut those back, and it's going to magically appear.
Mr. Ullman,
That's an
I think
interesting
that's
way of budgeting.
good.
Interesting way. FICA and Medicare. So last year, we were under by 34K because someone who prepared the budget didn't foresee that there would be additional staff and couldn't do the straight calculation of the salary. So do we know what the number is? Is the 220 going to be adequate, or are we hoping it is, or has someone done the calculation to make sure that it's correct?
So, okay, I'm going to stop this conversation. I'm going to say we're going to get back to you on this because I don't like this back and forth. I think we need to have concrete answers. And I also want to find out who was preparing these numbers. Did this come from Judy? Where were these numbers coming from? Was it an Edmonds issue? I don't just want to sit here and point fingers and point blame. Let's get the actual facts and not have what-if scenarios.
Well, it's interesting you bring up Judy because we know
I'm just
Judy
saying,
is no
what I need is
longer
the previous
here.
CFO. I
So
shouldn't
I've
have said
had
her
an
name.
outstanding question with you, Council President Feeney, about who is actually doing the accounting and who is performing roles up on the second floor. And I believe the question has been outstanding for over 2 months.
And I don't disagree with you, Mr. Ullman, and I'm not saying that I'm not getting back to you, but I haven't received all the answers yet, as I previously
Actually,
stated.
you are saying you're not getting back to me,
Your
which to
time
me
limit
is
is up.
absurd. 2 months. It was a
Mr. Ullman, your
really
time
simple
limit is up.
question. You know what? I'm going to withdraw the question. I'll just bury
I'm not burying anything, Mr. Ullman. Every time you've asked about the question,
clerk's office
give you an honest answer.
over request.
It's
Because
not-
I'll
it's
just
not-
ask
One at a time,
all of the
please. I
records.
can't hear you.
We
I'm
could get
sorry.
them. It'll be very easy. So I'm withdrawing my request to you, Council President Feeney, and Sue, you'll have Oprah request tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Ullman, I just would like to address your last part. Every time you've asked the question, have you, yes or no, gotten a response from me? Have I told you I do not have all the answers?
You told me almost probably 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that you would get back to me. You emailed me and said you would follow up with a response shortly. So a month, 3 weeks, or a month later is not shortly. And an answer of I haven't gotten a chance to speak to everyone really is not satisfactory to me. It's an answer, but it's not satisfactory after 2 months.
That's your opinion. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else on the line?
Is my 5 minutes up?
Yes, I'm sorry, sir, it is.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Is there anyone else on the public comment call? Hello? Is anybody? Hello? Hello? Is there someone there for the public comment?
Let's move it.
Anyone there for public comment? I hear somebody moving around.
Eamon's on, but I'm not on for public comment.
No, you're on the right phone. You're good. It's the other phone that I'm hearing something, but nobody's talking to me.
Okay, I don't think there's anybody there.
Nope. All right.
Right, let's keep moving.
Okay, motion to close public discussion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion 2020 budget.
Thank you.
Okay, who is up first for, tonight? Is it gonna be rec or,
Recreation, we have Eamon Toohey on the line with
Okay.
you guys.
hold on one second, let's just get to the rec page.
Hello, Eamon. How are you?
Good, how is everybody holding up?
We're here.
Okay, so the rec budget, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, starts on the bottom of page 56. Does everybody have that?
Yep.
Looks good.
Yep, sir.
I'm sorry, Stacy said 56?
Yes, the bottom of 56.
Yes, I have it.
Okay. Okay. Hold on, sorry. You know what, just hold on 1 second. My pen is not working, of course. Okay.
Hello? Did we lose somebody?
Okay, Sue, why don't you take, is it, Desiree, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, Art,
Yep.
Mike,
Yep.
Steve.
Yep.
Is
Mayor?
that Steve?
I'm here.
Okay, Pete.
Mayor?
Mayor?
Here.
Mr. Tovo?
Here.
Okay, I don't know. All right, we got
Eamon?
everybody. Eamon, are you still on?
Here.
Okay.
Okay. I know, right? Okay, so rec superintendent, I think are we still leaving that open right now? Mr. Mayor, and Mr. Tova, this still hasn't been decided, correct?
I think it's been decided.
Okay, so we're at 20,000, which we,
Correct.
okay. Okay, everybody's good?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, the cheerleading program, we have a budget of 3,300. Did your line items get fixed, Desiree?
That is a question that I have. I'm not sure, I need a little bit more description about what comes out of this cheerleading program amount here. I know there's a couple of them.
Desiree, can you speak up just a tad?
Hold on a minute.
Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Talk a little bit more.
Can you hear me?
Yes, better. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I said I need a little more clarity on what's coming out of this cheerleading, or what's included in there, because it's just cheerleading program, and then I just want to make sure I'm understanding what this is. So I know there's a couple of them, a couple of line items that say cheerleading. Hold on.
So it says, so we've got the one line, that's 37122, cheerleading program, 3,300. And I don't see another line for cheer, unless I'm missing.
There is, hold on. Hold on.
The third one down on page 58.
Yeah, there's that as well, cheer uniform safety equipment.
There's a cheer music one also on page 59.
Yeah, at the very.
That one you talked about the other night.
Yeah.
Right. And we're combining this with,
And then
so the one,
on page
402.
60.
yeah. So here, yeah, and on page 60,
Yes.
That's supposed to combine with another line.
cheer league fees.
370402.
So, I guess my question is, why are they, like, can we just have this come out of one or two line items instead of having it all scattered out like this? Because I'm not sure what is included in all of those.
That's the
I'd like to
recommendation underneath, 37122 would be to combine them all into, one line for a total of 9,775.
Okay.
The comment
So
at
that's-
the top of the following page, so I'm not sure you saw that.
On the top of the following page. Yes, I did see that one. Combine all cheer in one line. So then, okay, so then does that include the cheer music as well?
That was its own line item.
They're all kind of their own, and then they have this comment, combine all cheer into one line item. So what is all cheer? Is that everything, including the cheer music? Because I'm not sure that all totals up.
Yes, it would be. We have to make an adjustment to the number, because as you pointed out in the last meeting, your music was fully funded, so we would add that balance to the 9,775.
Okay, so here's my concern. We added another 50, actually this year 60 cheerleaders to the mix. That, we're going to need to expand it a little bit. As far as budget-wise, we're going to need a little bit more for that. It looks like I'm not sure if I'm reading this right. It looks like we're asking for less.
So it looks like 80, it looks like, so we've got the 5,000, the 3,300, the 700 for the trophies. Where's the music line? Was on page 62?
59.
59 at the
at the bottom.
59. That's a 475, so that needs to go up by 200,
Okay.
just
It
to
already
meet
went
last
up.
year's.
That,
What do you,
it already went up
Yeah.
from 275 to 475.
where's that?
That we did the other night.
We all spoke. It went,
Oh,
it
we
was raised.
hadn't adjusted it, we just talked about it, but yeah, that's okay. If it went up already, that's perfect.
So wait,
My notes,
now the item on the page on bottom of 59 for cheer music is 275.
yes,
right,
I
and
have
then I
notes
guess-
that it was raised. to 475.
We're raising it to 475. Okay, so 475.
Yes, ma'am.
So in there, the coaches' fees, all of that are gonna come out of that cost?
Well, how much do we take in for cheerleading?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I've asked for that number, but I don't know.
Okay, because I have the total on here, including the increase, would be 9975.
9975.
That's what I have with all the line items that are on here.
Yeah, I had the P&L for this. I wanted to know what we were making on it and what we were spending. Because remember, we had that whole conversation when we, in the very beginning.
It's in our Excel spreadsheet.
We had the conversation about what sports were being funded by, were self-funding. Remember, Mike, Mr. DeSena, we had that conversation.
Yeah, but I'm also wondering, what are coaches' fees? What do we have as coaches' fees? What is that all about? I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, the cheer coaches are high school cheerleaders, and they get paid a nominal fee.
What is the nominal fee?
$8 and something cents, I believe, an hour.
Is that something new, or is that something that's always been?
No, that's always been. My daughter's 25, and when she entered it, when she entered it, millions.
Okay, I'm just asking the question. I've never, that was never presented before, so that's good to know.
Yeah, no.
So it's not a volunteer position; it's a paid position.
Correct.
Just the teen coaches, not the parents who help out.
Right, not the parents. The parents are still, you always need an adult, so those are all volunteer. But the children, it's just kind of like the kind of like the recreation, where they're getting paid to be counselors. It's the same type of thing because it's kids coaching.
So do we have a full budget for cheer, Desiree? You said you added 60 new girls. Did you guys come up with a new budget? Because it's got to be self-funded. So do we know what the cost should be to fund that for the 60 new girls?
We really didn't. I did my second year last year, and we kind of, the parents purchased the uniforms. The moms were the ones who were doing the coaching. So we really don't have any cost for that. It's more of giving us a profit than anything. But I would like to have pom-poms for them.
We did talk about this last year at the budget meeting, and because Desiree brought it to me a week before the meeting, and we did talk about adding, 40 to 50 possible girls in the first and second grade group. So
Yeah,
it was spoken about. Yeah.
I remember that was, like Desiree just said, that was self-funded. The girls bought their own uniforms and so forth.
Yeah, so that's the spike.
I don't remember the coaches being paid. That's all, which is a nominal fee, like she said. But I also, so that's why I'm saying, what cost if they bought their own uniforms? What cost would we have other than the couple girls helping coach or whatever it is?
Well, now we're going to need, this year we're going to need, it's all trial and error because it's a brand new program. So, we tried it, splitting the the equipment among 5 different squads. It's just not feasible. So we would like, the girls would like to have their own pom-poms that the K through 2 have, because the older girls, it gets lost or it gets damaged or whatever. We don't have enough. Sometimes I have 60 girls in the K through 2 and less amount in the older girls. So I have to buy an exorbitant amount of pom-poms just to support that. So I'd rather have a little more of an equipment budget to be able to do that.
Hello?
And that's actually a one-time purchase. Actually, that wouldn't be a yearly thing.
Okay, something else to think about, Desiree, in the day and age that we're in right now. Are we better off buying individual, each participant gets their own and they're responsible for them instead of buying them for the team?
That would be an every-year purchase then.
Well, again, now you can buy them once and then you use them for as many years as you're part of the program type thing.
Every year, though, I get every cheerleader, every kindergartner in town, or first grader that's entering. Yeah, that's new. so it would be another 60 or another, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I guess
Yep.
what Aben's thinking is they would buy their own pom-poms and they would hold on to them until they needed to change. And
That
then
the parents would buy their uniform, the pom-pom, and
Yep.
coach.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as a parent who's paying for cheerleading, I think can we look to see what was taken in, what the expenses are, and then come to some sort of, informed decision about where we need to be with uniforms and the pom-poms? I mean, we can reuse the pom-poms because they don't use them that often. They use them less than once a week.
Correct.
We can recycle the pom-poms, and we can, look to do other things, maybe, and then look at the numbers. I think that would be a better, I don't know, Desiree, what do you think?
I think so.
Well, somebody's got to figure it then.
Say it again?
Somebody has to figure out the numbers then and see what we need. I mean, we're just spinning our wheels now.
Desiree, do you want me to help you put the numbers together?
I'm going to have to speak with, I think I can talk to Eamon work with him about that as well, yeah.
Yeah, we need to get a final number. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but with the uniforms, as we've been doing the last couple of years, right, we've been trying to cycle through one or a team if we can, right, to try and upgrade the uniforms, because once they get to a certain age, they barely hold together anymore. So we're going to look to do the same thing again this year as we, which group did we replace this year for which group?
We replaced them all. Teresa and I replaced all of them. We're done. We started this 3 years ago, so we did senior, junior, and Pee-wee. And the only ones since the new program, they're self-funded. Like I said, the parents went out and did their own. Thank God.
Okay, so the cheer uniform safety equipment number that's on the budget for $5,000, we could leverage that for pom-poms as well as for the instructional girls program as well, since we don't think that we're going to be buying any uniforms in 2020 for the program?
I'm not sure.
We can
really
talk
depends.
about it.
We'll talk about it. The program is growing so much. I can tell you what we had last year. I may get another 20 this year, and we're going to have to buy a uniform. So,
yeah, especially since the influx is starting much younger, and if it's 60 in the first and second grade, you got to think that you're going to keep at least 75% of those as they go up, and then, we have monster teams again, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's excellent. Okay, so I guess as long as we can combine the items, the line items, and it is all in one line item, then I don't have a problem being able to kind of use what we need from that line item. I just don't want to come into an issue where, I want to buy pom-poms or I need the music and I can't because we didn't put enough in that individual line item. So if we're going to combine them, that is much more beneficial and it's a lot more flexible.
So right now we're at 9975 with the increase to the music of the $200.
Right.
So, okay, I guess we got to go through each line. Okay, but you're comfortable with that number for just a second?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
As long as we can make sure we cover the music, I'm comfortable with it.
Okay, so, all right, so the recreation cheerleading program, 3,300. Okay. Recreation summer rec program, do we want to talk about this? For the 55,000?
What's the increase?
It's 5,000. So last year's requested was 50,000, and they're asking for 5 additional for this year.
I see that, but why did we have to add 6,000 into the budget from last year? Do we have any idea?
Yeah, because the program went from an expected 350 kids to 460 kids.
Okay.
So just based on raw numbers, we need more supplies. We had to buy portable basketball hoops. Just overall, the growth of the program requires us to fund it with some more money.
And is this pretty much self-funded with fees, Eamon?
Yeah.
We did get that spreadsheet. Did you get it, Steve?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now. I had all the answers pretty much for the cheerleading as well on there. So I'm just looking at the numbers and trying to make sure they match up pretty much. I mean, I have no problem spending the money, outlaying the money, but as long as it's pretty much self-funded, I'm good with it.
I'm good with this, Steve.
Okay, good.
Good.
Okay, teen program, 1,500.
Mr. Tolo, is there any reason that there was nothing paid for last year for the teen program to Westwood?
Yeah, the bill came in after this was put together.
Okay.
And is that their contractual increase of $1,500?
Well, it's the same as last year.
It really depends how many of our people actually work in the team program, so the number does vary.
They had 15, was the bill sent late last year? Is that why it's not in the actual spend?
That's what you just said.
Okay, sorry I missed it. My phone must have bleeped out.
I'm just wondering why, we had 208 and 218. The actual was 420. And I know we don't have it for 19. I get that, but there seems to be a cushion. So that was my question.
Do we know what the bill was that was paid in 2020, Mr. Tobo?
Well, off the top of my head, I do not, but I can track it down.
Okay, I mean, I'm good with the 15, been consistent. We could still get that number from Mr. Tobo, but I think we could approve the line.
Good.
I'd like to see the actual.
So are we approving or not approving?
I'll approve it.
Me too, Steve.
Okay,
I'm okay.
Me too.
okay. Recreation Director, 1250.
Good.
Okay, no secretary for, recreation, and, okay, we're at the 81,000. Actually, it's gonna be 81,250. Okay. Office supplies, 150.
Good.
Okay, nothing for scriptures. Okay, we're moving on to the next page. There's nothing in the next two line items, so we're on page 58. Copier expense, 500. Football uniform safety equipment, 10,500. Combine all football lines. Okay, so the plan in the future is to combine all the football lines. Perfect. I'm good with the combining all the football lines.
Me too.
So 10,500.
Damon, does that include the rest of buying all the helmets and everything that we needed?
Yeah, so last year we bought 24 and they gave us 4 for free, so we'll try and do the exact same plan this year, 24. And hopefully Rydell will give us the same deal. But yes, and then we cycle out the old ones.
Okay. So that this year we'll get rid of all the old ones. There'll be none left.
I think we've got like 65 left, so it won't be all of them yet, but they're still good. They're only like 3 or 4 years old. It's just the ones that are 9 and 10 years old. Like this year, we went through all the boxes. We had 18 helmets that were from 2009, so those are all now no longer there. So
Correct. Okay.
that was a good number. So we'll do the same thing. We'll cycle out the 2010s after this year, and again, it'll just be as they go out every 10 years. I don't know if everybody learned that, but yeah, so a football helmet, and they all have dates on them now, so they can't be used from 10 years from manufacture date. So we do have some, a couple from each year, but the 09s and the 2010s is another probably 30 helmets. So probably by the end of next year, we should be almost fully stocked with over almost 60 helmets. So
Good.
it's a good
Okay.
number.
Okay, cheer uniform safety equipment, 5,000. I'm good.
Yeah.
Basketball uniform safety equipment, 5,000. I'm good. Again, I'm also good with combining the lines into one. Actually nothing. Lacrosse, 15,000. Lacrosse venue and lights, 2,500.
Hold on. Damon, the lacrosse, 4,000 to 15,000. What's the request? Why are we requesting so much for?
That's because we didn't get around to dropping the fee like we had talked about last year. So the money was already collected for the additional $65 for everybody.
Okay.
And that's why we ran into that problem last year.
What's going to happen this year since lacrosse is not starting?
Well, we've collected all the money already from everybody, so I've gotten emails almost on a daily basis from both leagues on the boys and girls side, and they're following the school schedule. So if we somehow miraculously get back to school on May 15th, you know, we're going to try. I think both leagues are trying to extend the programs into June and July if they can. But a lot of talk is going on about it right now to see if we're going to be able to do something. Even if we had it for 2 or 3 weeks, that's, you know, just to get the kids out there moving around again would be awesome. So still a lot of discussion going on with the powers that be that control all that.
And have they talked about a contingency plan outside of either just doing a couple of weeks of it? If nothing happens at all, are they going to just credit people for next year instead of giving the money back? Are they giving the money back? Do we know?
Well, that's the decision is up to us. I don't know if we can either make a group decision to say obviously the 8th graders would get a refund. I don't know if we want to give the people an option to say you can just roll your fee back into whether it be summer rec or you have a credit to your account and then you can use it towards.
David, the problem we're running into also in baseball is the community pass fees. If you refund all that money back, you're paying even more fees, so it puts you even more of a deficit.
Right, because
No, I
of
know.
the credit card fees.
It would be
Yeah,
like...
because there's a credit card fee involved, so
No, I
you're paying
know.
the credit on the front end and the back end, so it's like a double win.
That's why I was thinking a credit on the rec account instead of issuing a credit back. Would probably be a better option than trying to give cash back.
Right. So I think you could almost limit it to the 8th graders, the kids that are leaving the program.
Yep.
Or unless they choose that they've got another kid that they can possibly, it goes into the family account and they can keep using it from there.
Yeah, I think, going through community pass to give all the credit, the money back, I think giving the option, saying we're going to credit your account is a good option for both sides, the parent and the town.
Yeah, assuming that almost everybody uses at least one, if not, 2 or 3 programs through the town.
Yeah, it'll be a credit in the
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep that dialogue open so we know what's going on. If you get any information, name, and if you could let the council know, that'd be great.
Yeah, just so you guys, just keep it in the back of your head. If schools do open and the kids are back in school, they're going to do everything in their power to get some semblance of a season in, whether that's a couple of weeks or not. If the kids don't end up going back to school, then dollars to donuts, there's going to be no programs for them. So we will just continue, and I'll send emails I've been sending them to Peter as I've been getting them, so I'll keep you guys in the loop.
Okay, or just put Sue on them and she'll forward it to the rest of us.
Sure, no problem.
Amy, is the same happening for softball season as well, or are we just going to credit it? Or if I missed it, I'm sorry, I've been working a lot. So.
I'm sure you have. For men's softball, you mean?
No, the kids.
Yeah, that's all through baseball.
That's right. We don't. We're trying we're in the same boat as Eamon said. As soon as we can play, we're going to try to get some semblance of a season in for both softball and baseball, and then we'll make a decision as soon as we get closer to May 15th date.
Okay.
Hey, Councilman DeSena, are they following the same thing with the schools open? Are they following those guidelines also?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we'll feel
I've been forwarding all the Little League emails to Eamon and Mr. Tovo on as soon as I receive them also.
No, yeah, good. No, just curious because I think it sounds like everybody's following like what the schools are doing, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, we can't. Little League is following what schools are doing, so it's the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we left off. So $15,000 for lacrosse, which everybody's good. 2,500 for the lacrosse menu and lights. Good. Recreation miscellaneous. The note here is that of the 6,000, 4,000 is for background checks. So I'm good here. Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Basketball school rent 22,000. Are we waiting on some bills compared to last year's money out? I'm assuming.
Yeah, offhand, I thought we were all paid up, but let me double check that.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a smaller group in the older boys, which is normally, it's actually, the program was only 6 teams instead of 8, so there was less games and less hours.
Okay. Rent for Bethany is $4,000.
So, Stacy, are we gonna hold 733, or are we gonna approve it as is?
I'm sorry, Mike, I'm really sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'll be holding 733 until we get more information?
No, I think we could approve it because it's in line with last year, and the only thing you said was they had less enrollment on the boys. So,
Yeah, but we only
you don't know
15,000.
what this enrollment's gonna be.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again?
We only spent 15,000 last year, and we're adding 1,000 to it, so if anything, can we hold it the same as last year if it's only 15?
Eamon, what do you think? I mean, you're making the recommendations here, so.
Well, and I think where the questions are gonna come in is the use of Bethany, right? Last year, we had Bethany for a lot more time, and it got kind of pulled out from under us. I don't think they're gonna give it back to us this year, so our numbers are probably gonna wind up going up like we had to do. We had to go back into Jesse George School this year for, where we had not used it the year previous, so I don't think it's considered to be overtime hours, and I questioned a lot of the hours that came across that had been sent to me because they were saying we were in, we had gym time at 12 at, midnight on a Saturday night. I'm like, kids are out of there by 5 o'clock. So I think they're cleaning up their piece of this too, stuff that may have slid through in the past. They're not trying to slide through anymore because they know we're looking at it closer.
Okay.
I'm good with this one too because it's an unknown right now for what's gonna happen the upcoming.
Yeah.
So do we not need a line in there for Bethany this year for 4,000?
No, we're still trying to use it, right? We're trying to create that partnership. We had the partnership, and then something happened. They got another option that they took, and they took it, and we're trying to get it back because it was really beneficial to our smaller kid program because, when they're in Jesse George, it's a really tiny gym. When we had it at Bethany, we had all the programs there with 6 baskets, and it was a great experience. So we're trying to get back to that if we can. So that
So
dialogue
you want to leave the
continue
budget
with
line the
Bethany.
same? Yes? Yes?
What's that?
You want to leave the budget line the same, sir?
Yes, I want to leave it the same. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone,
okay with it.
the error was on Bethany's end, and our end a little bit. They didn't understand that once we did it, we wanted it year after year, and so last year, they inadvertently gave it to another place, but they said going forward, that now they know we want it every year and they'll reserve it.
Okay. I'm good with the 4,000. Is everybody good?
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, football, other equipment, 1,000. I did have a question on this line. Eamon, do you know, we've increased it but only spent $240 last year.
I don't even know what Joe put in for that or put in there. It could have been.
Well, actually, the only note that I see is this is combined, which I think is for future, with 401 and 761 together. So 401 is football uniform and safety. Since you have the 10.5, is the 1,000 for something else or?
I would say leave it at the 750, and I think if we can combine that line item with the uniform one and make it 11,000 for the whole thing, or just leave it at 10.5 for that, and I think we can take out that 1,000.
Take out the 1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I just don't know what Joe put in for that, what that $240 was.
So why don't,
Off the top of my
if
head.
the council agrees, I'm good with taking it out if you want, and then if you talk to Joe and we have to come back to it, we could do that.
That's fine.
Good.
Okay.
So you're leaving it at 750 then? You're gonna decrease it by 250?
No, we're gonna take it out.
Take it out.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Basketball, other equipment, 2,500. So this line, the spend on this last year was 4,609, and you're asking for 2,500 this year. Is that going to be sufficient, or did this money get put somewhere else?
More balls.
It is. We did have to buy a lot more basketballs, and I'm wondering where's the basketball uniforms?
Basketball.
403. 370, 403.
Right. It's 5,000.
Okay. I'm trying to determine what was the 4609 in total. Was that also, I know we bought a lot more basketballs this year because the ones that we had were shot, but I think it would be safe to call it 3,500.
Do you want to increase this line 1,000?
Yeah.
Is everyone on the council okay with this?
I'm okay with it.
We bought uniforms with it last year, Eamon.
Yeah, but the odd thing is we have a line item for that. I just wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, but it was all paid for uniforms. Every bit of the money was all for uniforms. That whole line.
Okay.
Basketball. Oh, excuse me. Did buy $88 in mesh bags. That was it. The rest is travel basketball uniforms, rec uniforms, rec uniforms, rec uniforms.
So then in total, right, the whole basketball uniform number, I guess we should call it basketball uniform and safety equipment, should cover us, it should be almost 90, looking at the numbers, should it not be 9,500? So it's the 5,000 plus, if we spent 4,600.
So the uniforms you're talking about are the T-shirts that you bought for the kids,
Well, no, that's for,
the little kids.
that's for the recreation side of things, but then we've also got travel uniforms that we bought.
You paid $2,100, $2,151 for travel, and then you have like $2,000 and change for the rec uniforms.
What's the $7.99 line item for travel basketball? On 61.
That's the league fees. So
The
each of the league
13,000?
fees, so each of those travel teams, instead of paying the refs individually, they just charge us the $100 per game for our 7 home games, and then we just multiply by the number of teams we have.
Okay. So travel basketball.
So it's been $13,000 for a number of years because one year we added a 4th grade team, and that brought the number back up. So it just depends on how many teams we have each year. And then one year we had 2 teams in 1 grade, and it drove the price up again. And that's just to cover us, right? That's to say this year it was $50 for 2 refs per game. If they go to 55 next year, we'll still be in accordance with it.
Okay. Well, there's one that says rec travel basketball. That's the league fees. And then there's a line that says basketball referee fees. That's
for the rec program.
Basketball oh, okay. This is the...
Eamon, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
For lacrosse, for the game, do you pay the referees yourself, and then we reimburse you?
Yes. It goes to the lacrosse account. We have an account at Oritania Valley Bank, and then so that's part of when we request our league fees and ref fees, the checks get written to that account.
Is that an incorporated account, or is that just your like you have a personal account at Oritania or Valley?
No, it's a sports-based, 501c3. That's not true 50. It's just what they classified or the government classified is a tax-free account just for accounting purposes.
Just a word to the wise. They have it all going to you, so you may want to talk to accounts payable and have it changed to the name, not Bentumi. Because right now,
believe me, I've had that conversation a number of times. Yep, no, I know. I don't want the checks going to me ever. We open the accounts for that reason, and we have every single. So there's.
Yeah, right now it's going all to you, and I know it doesn't. I believe it doesn't. I'm not saying it does. I don't want anybody. I just want to make it, you be, covered. So you should have whoever puts this in there uncode it and put it to the right name.
Yeah.
So you may want to talk to her tomorrow.
Yeah, each one of those accounts should go to, because we opened up an account for each one. We have one for football, one for lacrosse, one for basketball.
Yeah, right
And
now,
they're all
so,
in there.
and right now, if you look at the account ledger, it shows your name getting a check for every one of them.
But it doesn't say to WT basketball or for the ref fee?
Nope. It
Nope.
says you.
It's
It says your name.
completely, the check wasn't even written out to me this year, though. This year it was written out to the basketball league.
I'm just letting you know.
Protect yourself, Eamon.
Yeah.
It would help, not, this wasn't to, you know.
No, I totally get it. Thank you.
Okay. So we're good.
Stacy, I think you dropped off. We're good where?
Sorry, yeah, it was just, so we're good then?
We'll leave that at 500?
At 2,500?
No, he wanted to raise it to, make the.
3,500.
3,500, but then he said 9,500 for both. So, Eamon, what's your recommendation?
Well, if we spent 4,600 this year on, from what Mike's telling me, under 763,
Right.
that number's, it's going to continue to rise, or at least stay the same. So,
So then, so you want to increase the 763 to 4,500?
yeah.
Okay.
4,500?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Okey-doke.
Excuse me, Stacy, it's the mayor.
Yes.
If all that other equipment went to uniforms, why don't you just zero this line out and increase the uniform up above?
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I just want to,
Thank you.
is there
Yeah, that's what I was
anything?
saying. Make the
other-
overall number 9,500.
Right. So would anybody be opposed to, it's 28370-403, changing it from 5,000 to 9,500 and zeroing out the 2,500 on 370763.
All right.
Yep, no problem.
9,500.
Yes, sir, for 403 and zero out 763.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, men's softball, other equipment, 1,500. Okay.
I'm okay.
Sorry, the cheer music, is everybody good increasing it to 475 from the 275? These are the requirements to use the music as Desiree has previously stated.
Yes, we went over that the other day.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right, lacrosse, other equipment, 6,500.
Good.
Summer rec activities. I see that the amount is only $909. I'm assuming that the bills didn't come in until after the first of the year, or there's no way this is going to be $909 unless it was put to another line previously.
We did have some bills come in late, particularly for busing, which I think was another $5,000. But the number does seem to be tracking lower than what we previously were.
Well, I see that the fees, like there were some activities, the activities going, are these like for field trips? Like when you guys go to Dave and Buster's, or when you bring you brought like that guy in Billy Bob or something?
The field trip should be self-funded.
Yeah, they are.
Pay for that. Yeah.
Okay, so, is this for like that, you brought an activity guy in, he was like Billy Bob or something along those lines?
Yeah, they bring in a bunch of like the animal people and the face painters, and then they have the water park thingy that they bring out to blow up.
On
Water
Friday,
slides.
Water slide, yeah.
Not on Memorial anymore, I hope.
It was on Bethany last year.
Thanks, God.
Is that,
Mr.
Jim,
Talbo,
what you need?
Mr. Talbo, if you look at the budget transaction audit trail, you put the expenditures in there as pluses, so it counteracted all the
Oh, no way.
Yes.
You counteracted what?
Reduce some amount of the spend.
So what happened is, we were going down from 18,000, and then all of a sudden, in June, we had some pluses put in there as pluses, like we bought stuff, but we added it instead of deducted it. So that's what happened there.
Oh, I see, like Bethany, but Coretta marketing expenses and,
No, so basically you start at the top, right? It starts as 18,000.
yeah.
As soon as you get to Field Station Dinosaurs, then they start buying stuff, but it's all coming in as revenue.
Yeah, no, I see that, yes. And if you go down, and some of the stuff is like, it's odd.
But it's all pluses, not minuses, and it should be minuses
know,
because we that stuff.
I know, I see.
So something got entered wrong here.
Yeah, did somebody like try to put stuff in here and then put it somewhere else? Was it like a wash on the, like a journal entry or something?
I don't know. But it's adding to the, it's adding the expense to the total as a revenue.
Yeah, I know. It's just
which
increasing.
Is not right. Yeah.
So,
Okay, so is the upshot that we need to approve 18?
Mr. Tovo, I think that a reconciliation on this account is warranted under the circumstances.
I would agree.
Okay, so I think we're not gonna, I think that we have to leave this line and not approve it, because I think we really have to see what's going on, because this could be also is what.
Okay, so you want to hold it or
We're gonna
table
hold
it or whatever?
Right, but what worries me about this number, then, did the reason last year's number tracked low is because this happened last year also.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna leave, 775 open, but only because I think that there might be an accounting error here.
Yep. Let's come back to it after they have a chance to look at it.
Right, exactly. Is that good with everybody?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, teen program expenses. So, so the teen program 1,500 before, so what's the difference between this and that 1,500?
The 1,500 is the fee that we help cover some of the expense of the actual people running the show over there.
Okay.
And then this one is for, laser tag. They bring in a bunch of things and we help offset the cost for it.
Oh, okay. So these are for like events and activities.
Yes, yep.
I'm good with the 2,000. Okay.
All right.
The football league and ref fees, 6,500.
I want to be invited to the laser tag.
Mr. Heyman, is that going up, or is it going to stay at 6,000 like it was last year?
I think it's going to wind up going up just based on whatever's going on with background checks, because the league is now taking that on too, so they may wind up raising our league fees.
Okay.
So, and with our flag program last year we had, I think, 3 teams, Mike, in the flag program that went and played games?
Yeah, that was a lot, yeah.
And that's where, again, that'll fluctuate too if we get another big group again this year. Yeah, I think 6,500 is the right number, yeah.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Okay, Premier League fees, 500. I'm good. Okay, basketball referee fees, 13,000.
Good.
Okay, so now we're moving to page 61. Okay, lacrosse league and ref fees, 9,000. So last year was 5,000. Were there bills that came in late, or was there just less fees, or?
No, because the field wasn't in great shape to start the year last year, we played more of our games that we normally play at home away.
Okay.
So we didn't have as many ref fees to pay.
Okay.
On any given Saturday, we'll have, over almost $1,000 in ref fees go out alone, so.
All right, so hopefully the field is in good shape, you're anticipating spending the 9,000.
Yep.
I'm good then. Okay, football trophies, 1,500.
Good.
Okay, cheer trophies, 700.
Good.
I know you spent the money, but I'm sure the bill came in late.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, basketball
did.
trophies, 650.
Good.
Good. Okay, we talked about the travel expense, the league fees for travel basketball, 13,000. Okay, so this section, then we have the one open item of the summer rec fees. the increase to the one line, the 2,000 for the equipment for, basketball.
You have to do one more thing, online registration fee site.
Yeah, I'm sorry, where are you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Page 61 at the bottom.
Yep, there's one
Okay,
more
thank
line at the bottom of 61.
I always miss
I
that
thought
one.
so, thank you.
Sorry. Okay, 3,500 for the online registration, site.
Is
Okay.
that going up, Mr. Tovo? Is that a community pass upgrade or something, or?
It's an increase in their fees.
We know that's gonna happen because it's been 2,700 for the past couple of years.
Yeah, we already have a bill from them.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so our open item under this section is the 18,000 for the summer rec activities. We're increasing the one line for 2,000 for the basketball uniforms and equipment.
I'm sorry, Stacy, you lost me again.
No, that's okay.
She's just adding it up.
I'm just adding it
Oh.
up, and we're waiting on the we're gonna, Mr. Tovo's
sure you
gonna look
betcha.
back at the accounting
you.
on the, 370775. Okay. So we're now starting on the next page, on page 62 at the top. Okay, Golden Seniors Activities. So, 23,000.
Good.
Okay, Senior
Okay.
Exercise Program. Is this our senior exercise program or Westwood?
This is ours.
Okay. So 4,000.
Good.
Okay. Community rec program. Community rec program. That's 0, 0. Okay, so we're good for this one.
That's zeroed out, right? That line?
Yeah, it's all zeroed out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Eamon, anything else? I think we're done. We're done with rec.
No, I think it's just we're gonna, to talk about the summer rec and where we're gonna, I know that we don't know where we're gonna be in past May 15th at this point, but, we're gonna have to put that out public because if we are back to school and everything, I know that we're just gonna have to plan for, I think we'll have the same 460 kids, possibly more, but it's definitely gonna be over 400, so we just wanna keep planning accordingly for those things. That's my biggest concern because it was a tremendous success last year, and I think it's only gonna, more and more people are gonna wanna be part of it. And every time I walk around, all I see is people with baby carriages, so the town is growing with the youth.
So the other question, Eamon, just something to keep in mind, with the school year being pushed because of the middle school, I have a lot of parents asking about programs running a little bit longer, or, Davey, I'm just putting the thought out there for you to take a look at.
The problem with that, I believe, was the counselors were going back to school. Right?
That is correct.
College kids, yeah.
Always, yeah.
Right, I know, but, I don't know if anything's been floated or any thoughts have been put out, so just.
Stacy, the one thought has been put out that because of Corona, if the program maybe gets delayed by a couple weeks, they would like to extend it to get the full 6 weeks in. So that's on the table also.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
but Peter, how would we handle that with the counselors if they're already back at school? I think that's always been the issue, right?
Yeah, we're working out between people that can help us from Bethany and our own. Like I said, it's in the discussion stage, but we are talking about it.
I know some aides from some of those schools in town, they may be looking for work in the summer, so they could reach out to some of the aides that work at the school system.
That's a great idea, actually.
Okay, great.
But it's the young camp counselors that make it work, right, Eamon?
they do.
They do. They love them. And her.
That's it from me.
All right, thank you, Eamon.
Thank you, Eamon.
Thank you, Eamon.
Yeah, thanks, Eamon.
All right.
Thanks,
Stay
Eamon.
safe, all. Take care, guys.
Good night. You too.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Laura?
Nope, Daisy?
Daisy.
Daisy.
All right, Daisy, we gotta find,
Public affairs.
Page 21.
Oh, you're right on top of things. That's great. Thank you. 21.
Okay, Daisy, we're gonna start. Is everybody ready? Is everybody on page 21?
Yep. Go for it.
Okay. Public Affairs Director, 1250.
I already gave my opinion. Nobody voted to raise it.
How much would you like to raise it, Mr. Cummings?
I thought they all ought to go up 100. Just as a token of our appreciation. Certainly, they're worth more.
I'm good with that if, somebody else wants to say something.
You raised one, you raised them all?
I
I
think it's
would
only the fair
say,
thing to do.
yeah, probably would be fair.
Hasn't been raised since, it's been the same since 2015.
Probably been the same since 1890.
No, it started out at 1,000.
I'm okay with raising it.
So I'll let Mr. Cummings make a motion to have a vote to raise the director's salaries to $13.50 instead of $12.50.
So moved.
Second.
Stu, you're up.
Councilman Cassio,
No.
Councilman Cumming,
Yes.
Councilman DeSena,
No.
Councilwoman Morgan,
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Okay. Next line in
Thank
the
you.
public, you're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. Public
Okay,
affairs,
so
the directors.
So Stacy, are we raising all directors under that motion or just that one for now?
no, it's all directors. All directors who are from $12.50 to $13.50.
Thank you.
Public affairs, employee holiday party. So requested is 8 and the administration's requesting 9. Is that because of the price increase, I'm assuming?
Correct.
I'm good with the 9.
Okay.
I will state my same thing as last year based on the crisis we're going through now. I say we defer it for 1 year, not this year.
I would just like to respectfully disagree. Even though it's called a holiday party, I consider it an appreciation party, and the staff is going above and beyond during this time, so I think it's well warranted this year, even more than other years.
I'm not saying it's not warranted, Mr. Mayor, but in the economic crisis that we have right now, I just don't feel we could afford it. That's all.
I would like to try to keep it to 8 if it's possible. And I would like to show my appreciation for the employees and if possible, at all possible, not cancel it.
I
I agree with Mr. Cummings, yeah.
It's something that the employees look forward to. I'm okay with the 9.
Okay.
Okay, so where do we stand on this so I know what direction to go in? So, Councilman DeSena, you would like to postpone it for a year.
Yes.
Okay, Councilman Cummings, you'd like to leave it at 8.
I will go with 9, and I would like to try to make it be an 8.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
No, I'm fine with 8. I mean, I just want to make sure that everybody, sometimes it can be a thankless job, so,
Stacy, how would you feel if we decided to keep the 8?
I'm with Mr. Cumming. If we could do 9, that would be great, but I know, times are tougher, so I think we could keep the 8.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion then. Councilman Cassia, what is your opinion? Sorry, I did not forget you.
That's okay. I appreciate all the workers that we have and everything they do, but, I want to try and keep this budget a little bit lower. I'll go with, I'd like to keep it at 8.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion for a vote on this line for 8,000.
I'll second.
Sue?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Cumming.
Yes.
Councilman DeSena.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morgan.
Yes.
Council President Feeney.
Yes. Okay, so we have 8,000. Okay, holiday decorations, 2,000.
I'd like to make a comment on the holiday decor.
Sure, of course.
Please.
In order to beautify our main area of town, we've been discussing doing some snowflakes, the lighted snowflakes off the poles. And I've looked into it, but it would be an additional expense. If we could start small, just a few poles at a time and grow from there. But 2,000 would not cover that. So
How much would you need to get started with the snowflakes?
Well, just to give you an idea, there are 12 poles from Bakari to Crest Place, and that if we were to get the snowflakes on sale during during the summer, you could get them for about under 4,000 for 12 poles. But we could even go smaller than that. Like I said, grow from there.
And then, have you coordinated, just out of curiosity, because I'm sure the question will come up, for storage with DMS?
I have not. We would most likely need to, if we were to get these snowflakes, in order to prevent them from getting damaged, we would need to find a better storage facility for them.
And DMF is aware of that.
Okay, oh, they are, okay, great.
And then also the availability to make them, to plug them in, PSE&G, all of that, that we have the poles that would be able to support that, correct?
Mr. Tovo, I think, would know better with PSE&G. I know they've been working on the poles to
Made a formal request to PSE&G for the outlets on the new poles.
Okay.
And how dependable are they to put them in? Is it underway or not underway, or what, sir?
I have to check the current status. I know that our request was approved.
Oh, okay. Good news.
So they're gonna, Mr. Toba, you're saying that PSE&G is gonna put a 110 circuit on each one of those 12 poles?
We asked for one on all the poles because we didn't know which ones we were going to use.
But what I'm saying is they're gonna give you a 110 outlet on each one of those poles.
Right, and it'll be metered.
Daisy, I love the idea. I think, you see all the surrounding towns there, they really do a wonderful job.
Well, as we grow the tree lighting, this would just add to the, to the holiday spirit.
Right. I think that's a great idea.
How do you turn them on? Do they have a remote control or something? Or you just plug them in and they go forever?
I think they would be on a timer. Obviously they would be different. The more expensive ones would probably have a different system, but for the most part, they are on a timer.
Maybe a photo cell. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was
And
thinking.
that's about 4,000. That was, excuse me, Des, I'm sorry.
Oh, it wasn't, that's Stacy.
No, I agree with you, Mr. Cummings. I think a photo cell would be appropriate in this case.
Well, they probably know best, Madam President. I was just speculating, and it's a waste of time, actually. I think we need all the hope and uplift we can get after this period of time. And I think it's a nice idea, a very nice idea.
Okay, so Daisy, in order to do just 12 poles, it's 4,000, correct?
Yes, on sale, so it does depend on when we buy it throughout the year.
So
How
she'd have
big
to
are they,
include
Daisy?
They, give me 1 second. They're
Offhand.
offhand, I could probably give you. They're, I'm sorry, 1 second. They range anywhere between, 3 feet to as big as 5 feet.
Wow.
It depends on the shape of the snowflake.
I do like this. I think, Daisy, the snowflake is a wise choice because it fits everybody's religious holiday needs. Also, it's not just geared towards just a Christmas tree or just a star. Or anything.
Just to give you an idea, they weigh around 24 pounds, maybe a little less, 18 to 24. Again, it's all dependent on the size, and the company will come out and take a look to give us a better idea of what would work for our height and the space.
And they also provide all the mounting brackets and everything that's required to get them on the poles.
Yeah, that would all be part of the installation.
Mr. Togo, do we have a bucket truck to put them up with?
We do not have one, but we do borrow from one of our neighbors when we need one.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what's the council's feeling on this line? So Daisy's saying to get 12 poles done, it would be $4,000. She says we could even start smaller. If we bought 6, is it the 2,000 or is it the more you buy, the cheaper the price? How does it work?
It does work. The more you buy, the cheaper it is.
Okay.
Again, it's more about the time of the year. If you get them in the summer, they are more affordable.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the 4,000.
And like I said, this,
Me too.
this would be this one time, and and we could get 2 or 3 the following year, something like that would be.
I'm good with increasing the line to 4,000. About the rest of the council.
I'm okay with it.
Me too.
Councilman DeSena.
Great idea, but I don't think we can afford it this year, that's all. Great idea.
Mike, I agree with you,
Will not
but
be
I think we got to afford it. I think we need a little Christmas, or a little holiday, or a little uplift.
I'm not disagreeing you, but when people can't pay their taxes, it's more important than snowflakes. That's just my.
I can't disagree with that. But I'm for the 4,000.
Okay, so want to take a motion.
I'm sorry, Desiree, I didn't hear you.
So do you want to do a motion to see
Sure.
what we agree on?
I just had one question for the mayor and Mr. Togo. Is there anywhere else besides that we could, because this is a one-time expenditure?
Well, it would be a one-time for the initial.
Right.
She's going to build slowly.
Right, Mr. Togo, Mr. Mayor, is there anywhere outside of the, is there anywhere else, any other ideas besides budget, or that's what I'm asking, I guess?
I don't think it's enough to put in capital, so might as well put it in operating.
Okay.
I will save you enough on electricity to buy the darn snowflake.
Thank you, Art.
I already have.
We still haven't seen why the numbers are high.
New
Okay,
numbers
so
are coming out.
I know, it's just a little torn.
So you're raising it $2,000, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll raise you too. Are you calling me? I don't play poker, so I'm not sure what I'm doing.
I know, I'm just thinking.
We need a vote. We need a vote, my dear.
We do need a vote. Can I have a vote, I'm gonna make a motion for the 4,000, to increase this
I'll
line from
motion.
2,000 to 4,000.
For 12
I'll motion.
snowflakes.
I'll second.
All right, so Desiree, you're gonna motion, who's going to second?
I will second, if I may.
Shirley? Councilman Casio?
Councilwoman Shirley.
Councilman Casio, you said no?
No.
Okay. Councilman Cumming?
Yes, please.
Councilman DeSena?
No.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes.
Council President Feeney?
Yes.
Again, I think it's a great idea, but not this year. That's all.
Okay, so we're on to social media, 2,000. So what's your plan?
Right, Dave. What are you doing for $2,000 in social media?
Stacy, that's more me than Daisy. That is to pay the person who is maintaining the Facebook page $500 per quarter.
Okay, I think that's fair. I'm good with the 2,000.
As long as they say all nice things.
Oh, wait.
And show me in pictures with hair.
Okay. Public affairs website, 7,000. I'm assuming that's the cost of the website and the upkeep?
Correct.
Okay. And then public affairs printing, I know that, Daisy had some ideas here for the 4,000.
Did you say Stacy
Please.
or Daisy?
Daisy.
For the printing? Well, we use the printing a lot of the times for some of the banners that go up during all the events, as well as the advertisements, and then a banner to go potentially across Tascac to announce some of our summer concerts, Town Day, etc.
Okay.
Can you do it with 3,000? Can you do a good job with 3?
I can always do a good job.
I know you do a great job. I really
yeah,
do.
I could do it for 3,000.
I'm trying to find $1,000 more for the snowflakes, you know?
No, I think that's good. I'm good with 3,000. Is everybody good with 3,000?
I'm good with 3.
Yes, that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is a tough year. This is going to be even tougher yet.
Agreed.
But we've got to do the best we can.
Okay, public affairs miscellaneous, 1,000. Daisy, could you let us know what this line's for?
I'm not actually sure what they used the 1,000. I think it comes off for
Spent
any.
last year.
I'm sorry?
It wasn't spent last year unless the bills came in late.
Yeah, I believe we charged out everything in rec, almost to everything in public affairs, virtually to its max, but we did get a number of bills in late.
You did, okay.
We did, yeah.
All right, I'm good with the 1,000. Anybody have an issue?
I'd like to see the bills.
Mr. Tobin, can we have the bills for the next meeting, please?
Yes.
Okay. We'll leave that line open. The
you.
calendar, 3,500, so we spent 3,000 last year.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm good with the 3,500. Okay, videotaping, we already did.
Is it going up because of postage or what? Why is the calendar going up $400?
The calendar, this year we probably won't have as many advertisers. And I would say that our printing costs are up as well.
Why do you not think we're not going to get as many advertisers, and why do you think there's going to be more printing costs?
Well, based on the economic situation right now, everybody's raising their prices, and advertising businesses are also struggling. So that is, the calendar kind of came in a couple of years ago. I believe Bernadette manages the calendar.
Yeah, that's correct, and, sponsorship is down.
Salesmanship has to go up.
Yeah, because, from last year to this year was the transition from Oritani to, Valley, and so I think while they were doing that switch over, they didn't commit to the funding that they had in previous years. So it might be a one-time increase now that Valley's officially in and like that, I think for next year, or hoping that it will go up.
Okay, I'm good with the 3,500.
Yes.
Okay, we previously approved the public affairs videotaping council meeting line.
Yes, there was a check mark. I have a check mark there, so it appears that we did
Yep.
approve it.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Ms. Feeney, we also do have to go to page 65 for holiday celebrations and remember.
Yes.
That's a tough one. 65, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
6-5? Yep, there we go. Yep,
Near
near the bottom.
Holiday
To the bottom.
celebrations and remembrances. Okay. Is 12 okay here for that?
I mean, 12 is what we're running on. There is a couple of things I did want to discuss with council prior to
Daisy,
the.
project a little more into your phone, please.
Sure.
Or Mike?
That was,
Can you hear me?
Mr. Cummings, it's Daisy.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I said Daisy. I know it's
Oh,
Daisy.
sorry. Okay.
Okay, so in terms of the holiday and remembrances, celebrations, the 12,000 has covered Memorial Day, 9/11, Veterans Day, tree lighting. But as we are trying to grow our community, there are a couple of ideas that I wanted to present to council, including, and obviously this was all before the pandemic hit, the ideas were going, a 5K family run walk, most likely around the July 4th weekend, a food truck festival, and potentially a farmer's market. So I know the situation's, rough right now, so we're really not looking to increase budgets, but it is something that I'd like council to keep in mind as we move forward for the following year. I'll do my best to see which ones I can, bring on, but it will, be postponed to most likely next year. Right now, I think the 12,000 is fine.
Okay.
Daisy, it's Councilman DeSena. Next year, hopefully, if you and I can get in touch, two councilwomen from Westwood would like to we could join their 5K run at the hospital, and it's free of cost. So maybe we could all sit down one day and talk that over. I'm sure we're not going to have the 5K this year either, but in the future, it'd be great.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. I think it's something that, a lot of towns have one way or the other, a run or walks. It'd be nice for us to do it as well.
Yeah, because HUMC is always looking to sponsor things.
Mhm.
Okay, great. So everybody's good with the 12,000?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And then
After all, Daisy, you got that humongous raise of $100, so we
Thank you.
even more than your wonderful performance,
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we're done with that section. I don't have any other notes of other sections for public affairs and for Daisy.
I have one more comment.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I don't know what page it's on, but it's Town Day item.
It's just a little bit ways down. Okay, it's
Just
under
below.
12,000.
Yeah.
Biggest
Right
B5.
below.
What page are you on?
We're on page 65. It's the last
Oh,
line.
it's on 65, okay.
It's at the bottom of 65, sir.
Okay. So right now there's a zero budget for it, and I know that we're being encouraged to use some of the money from the trust. However, if there's anything that we could put into this line item, because we are not going to get our sponsors like we did last year and previous years, come October. A lot of businesses are unfortunately they're going to be shut down or they're just not going to be able to sponsor us the way they have in the past.
Do you have a recommendation on a dollar amount, Daisy?
Well, we typically, Town Day last year cost about $22,000 or so, maybe a little less.
Okay.
And sponsorship, last year we did a really nice big job with it. So last year I think we brought in maybe like $19,000 in sponsorship. So even if we could get, I don't know, $10,000, or at the very least, not so that we don't deplete the trust. There's only $37,000 in the trust,
Right.
according to my records. So I would hate to use, 20, even 15 or 20,000 from the 37.
What would be our last Town Day because you wouldn't have any money to use for the following year?
Yes, correct.
Okay, council, so let's have a discussion. So Daisy's asking for 10,000. So let's, in order to keep Town Day going, I think it is an obvious.
Stacy, is the mayor asking for 10,000 because Daisy can't ask for it?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
Is the mayor going to ask for 10,000 because Daisy can't ask for it?
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm actually
The
just.
recommendation
I-
is budget.
I back Daisy's request.
Okay, and I'm just opening up the discussion, Councilman DeSena, about what they think about the 10,000.
I know, but I just want to make sure he's okay with it.
Okay. Well, let's.
Marvelous.
There's $37,000 in there. Why shouldn't we use it? We've already been taxed for it. Let's use it up and be done with it.
I disagree. I think we should give Daisy the 10,000.
And then what do we do in 2021, in the fall of 2021, if we use all of that?
When we have to get the whole.
We have to put it in there. Right. We're gonna have to
And
we're gonna have to put it in
hopefully
there.
economic situation will be better at that time, and then we go back
Yeah.
to what we did prior.
And we get
okay.
Yes, that would be the
That's
plan.
your opinion as well?
Worry
That's
about
your
now.
opinion as well?
And worry about later.
Okay, I'm making a motion to vote for the 10,000 increase in this line item. Do I have a second?
Can we discuss it?
Second.
I thought we were discussing it, Dave.
Oh, we just did.
I thought we just did.
Yeah, I thought we just did.
Take a vote.
Need a second on the vote.
I'll second it.
Councilman Casio?
No.
Councilman Cumming?
Yes.
Councilman DeSena?
No, I think we should use the money in the
Okay, thank
escrow.
you.
Stacy, I have a right to speak, Stacy. I can explain my vote. It's in part of the rules. I am allowed to speak and speak my vote. You cannot cut me off from either a yes or a no to my vote. That is the rule.
Councilwoman Morgan?
Yes, I think it's a wonderful idea. I think that we need that because I don't want to deplete it.
Perfect.
Council President Feeney?
Yes. Daisy, are there any other line items you'd like to discuss?
No, that's it. I mean, I think this is great. We definitely need a community activities to get everybody back on a positive track. So
Absolutely.
These are good moves. I appreciate everybody's help.
My family will donate one snowflake, so we'll take that off the cost. Anybody else feel like anteing up or kicking in before we kick up?
I'm in for one snowflake.
Okay, then I'm in for a snowflake. That's 3.
Maybe we could get 5.
You guys are great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
No,
The
thank you,
community-
Dave.
Thank you,
community
Daisy.
really appreciates it.
We need your youth and enthusiasm and good taste.
Thank you. Thank you. You have it. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Daisy.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a good
you,
night,
Daisy.
everybody.
Okay, that was the plan for the evening, and on Monday, we're going to continue. We're going to have the library presentation on Monday. I'd like to discuss having another council meeting next Thursday, which would be next budget meeting. That would be the 23rd. Does the 23rd?
So you're talking, sorry.
No, it's okay. Monday, we're
You're
going to
talking
have
next Monday and
Monday is our regular meeting.
Monday's
Okay.
regular meeting, we're going to continue with the budget, but I'd also like to schedule a meeting on the 23rd to see if we
yeah,
can
let's get it done.
close, okay, to wrapping up. And then how's everybody on the 27th, or if we need to continue? Same time.
Good. Good.
I'm
Sure.
I'm fine. I go nowhere and do nothing anyway.
Ms. Feeney, I can't do the 27th.
Okay, let's see, Mr. Tobo, if everybody agrees, let's see how Monday goes and Thursday goes, and if we need to continue, then if you can't do the 20th,
What about the 28th?
right, there's no other meetings that night, right, Sue?
Not that I know of at this moment. I know court is coming in, but that's not until May. And Mr. Tovo, do we know anything about planning and zoning?
I have no updates on that.
All right, well, you know what? I can ask Barbara, but, yeah, because I'll need to advertise these, so, well, I'll put them out there. We can always cancel it.
It's council.
Tentatively the 28th?
Is that good?
Yes, I can do the 28th if need be.
Okay, so let's put the 28th, advertise the 28th. 20th, so the 20th is our regular meeting, the 23rd is going to be a budget meeting, the 28th is going to be a budget meeting. Let's get those advertised. If we have to cancel, we'll cancel.
Okey-doke.
May I make a note on something that I just touched on before, if you'll allow me? That I did meet with Dina on Wednesday morning, and we looked at the electric bills for the firehouse and the administration building and the DMS. And Mr. DeSena Councilman DeSena had a very, very good point. And there was something very wrong there, and it's all going to be corrected. And we're going to have new figures, and the electric and the gas are going to be properly apportioned, as well as a column for what we're paying off on the LED lights. And the numbers are going to come in shockingly lower. And what it will be is that we have saved more, much more than $6 per household in the township. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much, but multiplied by the number of houses and for each household, that gives us a little extra money in the budget.
So was
Okay,
this
that's it.
allocated?
Thank you, Mr. Cummings. Thank you.
Yes, it was misaccounted for, and we're correcting and moving things into their proper location as with the other items.
Excellent.
Thank you, though.
Mr. Tovo,
Oh,
do you
thank
know
you.
when we'll have the new capital that you talked about at the beginning of the meeting that you made adjustments to and the new budget pages?
Early part of next week.
Mr. Tovo, if we put you together with Dina after she and I are through rearranging the figures, put them where they belong. So we've got page 66 and 69 for electric and gas, if not others. Could we reprint those for the council also, please?
I see no reason why we can't.
Okay. That's why the firehouse was 11,000 in electricity, but if you look elsewhere, there's no gas for the firehouse, and that's part of the problem. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. So we'll have more and better information for you. I wanted it for tonight, but obviously it couldn't get done. I'm sorry. It's good news. It's all good news.
Oh, that is good news.
We can more than afford the snowflakes.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other items before I adjourn the meeting?
Nope.
To adjourn budget session.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for a good meeting and be well.
You too.